Do you have any tips on balancing low end? My room is not the best for low end, so I always end up with too much, but maybe a way to look on the meter as a benchmark. Yeah. In terms of balance for my kick and bass, I'm always looking at minus 3 dB. So let's say my kick is hitting at whatever level. 10.5. I should be around, there we go. What's that? But yeah, 3 dB, almost exactly 3 dB. If you're finding that your bass, when you're doing it at 3 dB, you know, the peak of your bass line is 3 dB below the peak of your kick drum. If you find that it's actually too quiet, your dynamic range is too big inside of your bass. So what that means is you've got really loud peaks in your bass, so maybe one note is peaking, but the rest of the weight is like 5 dB below that peak. If that kind of makes sense, let me know, Jordan, if that makes sense. But that's why I like to make sure, and I do a lot of this processing to make sure there isn't a huge amount of dynamic range in my bass line. Obviously, it will fluctuate because I want it to sound natural, like natural velocity. But that's why I always choose the peak, and that's why I do little things like controlling the low end, like single frequencies or single bass notes, because tonally and in terms of frequencies, some might pop out more than others. So yeah, hopefully that kind of answers your question.